How big was it getting Toriano in this class, and what have you seen out of him in spring drill?
It was really big to acquire a player like that. You know, knowing with the experience he had, he played formerly, played for him some, so he has gained experience. You know, because it's evident we have to replace two really good players that we currently lost, and you know, for him to come in and have that experience, and you know, he's an athletic kid, he's a local kid, so it means something to him. But it was really big for us to get him. I mean, he's a definite plus to our room.
Coach, sticking with Toriano, I seen one of these recent practices, he was named Special Teams Player of the Day. So what has his role been on special teams, and what value does he bring to that unit?
Well, you know, he's really shined as a gunner. You know, getting down the field, just using his like I said, his athleticism and his quickness to get to the ball. Then, you know, coincidentally, we put him on the other side where he has to cover that guy. Then it's his natural skills just takes over as a cover guy. You know, so he's always in position. You know, he has great balance and body control. So he's always in position, and he's going to be a big time player for us on our team unit.
We've heard quite a bit about the progression of Drake Norwood over this off-season. Just can you walk us through what that's looked like and how far he's come along?
His progression, man, been really pleased with Dre's growth. You know, when he first got here, he hadn't played that much, but like you said, I've really been impressed with him this spring. He still has some things he has to work on, but he's been really attentive. You can tell he's in his playbook more. He's getting really comfortable with the scheme. And he's just letting his natural ability come through and make plays. And I think the biggest thing for him is, you know, you can see the confidence. You know, he has the confidence that he can compete in this league. He's always believed in himself, and you're starting to see it every day.
Al, just wondering your thoughts on working with Coach Batoon so far. And then he also mentioned last week that he wants the secondary to focus on louder and clearer communication. So could you talk about that a little bit too?
Working with Coach Batoon has been great. You know, you try to take something from every guy you have the opportunity to work alongside with, and he's been awesome. You know, he's great about, you know, others sharing in the workload. He's been really good about that. You know, he wants opinions. You know, he understands the success that we've had here and we've had here defensively in recent years. And he just wants to add to that. So he's been a sponge, you know, as you know, to us as we are to him. But it's been really cool to work with him again. He has some great ideas. He's really smart. You know, he's very methodical in his approach, and you know, I'm having the opportunity to learn from him. That's been great. You know, and as far as the communication, I mean, that's the lifeline of everybody on the back, because you know the guys up front can be wrong, and you know there's a second level there to kind of bail them out. But when we don't communicate and we're off, you know, in the back end, there's no one to say, well, it's touchdown. So, you know, we have to be clear and concise in our communication, and he's preached that from day one, and you can see it is starting to pick up with the guys.
What's the biggest challenge in filling in for what Ennis and Chris did for you?
Man, those guys logged so many reps, you know, just the mileage that they had, you know, it's hard to replace experience. You know, we've been fortunate to have some guys who have, you know, played a little bit for us. You know, we mentioned Dre Norwood earlier. Marcus Clark has played for us, you know. Toriano will be able to come in. And we have some young guys that we're excited about as well. But, you know, I think with those two, just the leadership that they provided, but more importantly, the game experience that they had.
Those two were always pretty complimentary of Shamar McNeil. Just what's his progression look like in year two?
Shamar, man, he's been progressing. You know, I had a meeting with him the other day. You know, and just kind of let him know what my expectations are, and he's improving day by day. You know, he's not where I want him to be, and he knows that. But he has to continue to work every day. And the good thing about that kid, he's a hard worker, and he wants to be really good. So he's working every day. You know, he takes the coaching, he takes the criticism. You know, because he knows it's only going to make him better. So you know, I've been pleased with that.
With Marcus Clark, what's the step that he needs to take?
I mean, again, you know, for him, you know, he's probably the oldest guy in the group. So I expect him to step out and just lead. and again, you know, he has a lot of, game experience, so he has to learn how to just continue to use that as his advantage and just be more consistent in his approach. You know, he's been better, you know, as far as the classroom and things like that, but just on the practice field, I wanna see him be more consistent there.
Coach, I think it was Joe Charleston who mentioned Cameron Keys and how he's been
Yeah.
playing during camp. What have you seen out of the freshmen, and what are some things you like and some things you want to improve on?
Man, Cam Keys, I mean, he's exactly what I thought he was when I recruited him. I mean, a guy that's really athletic, has a lot of great twitch and short area quickness. I mean, he can run. You know, at first you can see it was a little foreign to him because just of the workload with the playbook and things like that. But now it's starting to slow down for him, and he's making plays, breaking on the ball. You can see the confidence, you can see the swag, and man, you know, we just have to continue to. You heard me say swag, that's an old school word, man. But anyway, man, he's playing with the confidence because again, everything is starting to slow down for him. So you're starting to see his ability take over, man. But he has to continue to work. Again, for him, experience is going to be what's going to be the thing that's really going to help him. And every day for some technique stuff that we do a little differently, he has to kind of hone in and master that from a craft standpoint.
What did you see in Jermaine Wade that made you want to move from there?
Oh, Jay Wayne, man, I mean, he's ideal, prototypical from a size-wise, you know, big, he's strong, he's physical, he's athletic, man, and more important, like, his competitive character is really high, and man, he is such a delight to be around and work with, you know, man, and you know, one day it's gonna be his time. I'm gonna drop the leash on him, man, and I'm gonna say, I told you guys. I told you, man, but I'm excited to work with that kid and to continue to watch him and help him grow so he can reach his fullest potential and help Missouri to win a lot of football games.
A couple of the receivers have said they want to have the best receiver room in the country.
Right.
What can you find out about your guys going up against that group every day this spring?
I mean, man, I tell our guys that, you know, that right now, I mean, we probably are going against the best receiver group in the land. We got to take full advantage of it. You know, we can get and be competitive and kind of slow those guys down a little bit. You know, we should have the confidence that we can line up in front of anybody and play coverage. You know, Coach Peeler does a really good job with those guys over there. They know where they're supposed to be. I mean, it's a perfect blend of speed, power, you know, guys that are really intelligent, and for us to have the opportunity to see that every day should really help us when the fall season starts.
Coach Pogue.